Hey, today we have a VTVM from Eico, model 221. It's in pretty rough shape. It needs a bunch of parts. Those are on order, but unfortunately it won't arrive for a week or so. So I had to order a couple of tubes and many of the resistors inside, especially all the 1% were completely out. So I think today we're just going to try to get it cleaned up. I'm going to take everything off and start working on the front panel here. It has a lot of oxidation, dirt. The meter is a little scratched up, and we got a bad paint job. So I think that's the goal for today: is get it ripped down, tear down, and start cleaning everything up. I'll go back and paint in all the black and red areas on here, and then maybe try to widen up the lines on here, and then I'm gonna try to polish the cover here and see how it works out. You can see that it's got a bunch of scratches on it. I don't think it's yellowed. I think the paper inside is yellowed, but we'll find that out, and then you can see the rest of it, right? It's just pretty bad. So we got a couple of products that I'm going to try out. I got this plastic scratch remover from Novus, and I did a test sample on an old cover I had, and it actually worked pretty good. So I'm excited to see if this works out on this guy. And then I picked up these polishing pads. They're a little stiff, they're a little hard, and you have to screw in the shaft in there, and that shaft sits pretty close to the pad. So if you ever use any of these, don't push too hard. Nova says you can use a cleaning rag, but I'm gonna try this. Alright, got the screws out of it, and get it apart here. And you can see on the inside, it's a little dirty, but it's okay. Almost everything in here measured out of spec. I was surprised. That must have been heavily used or in a not ideal storage location. I'm not sure. You can see that it had a lot of moisture. But if you look at the battery here, let's see if I can get the battery out. The battery holder is the battery's corroded. The holder for it is also corroded. So I'm assuming this maybe lived in a garage somewhere, or I'm not sure. But either way, we're gonna get this panel apart, and like I said, see if we can bring it back to life. Every time I come across one of these things, I always buy it, and I think, man, I need to stop buying. I need to buy better pieces, but I do enjoy bringing back these old items. All right, let me get this apart. I think the first thing we need to do is get the knobs off. That won't work. So it looks like you know, the panel's going to come off. I mean, the meter's going to come off, right? But the meter also holds in. It has four bolts here on, you know, on each four corners, and they're gonna, one's here, one's up there. See that one right there? Get my finger out of the way. So, in order to take the panel off, this is gonna have to come back. So I need to take the nuts off of the pots here. And they are tight. You can see what that original color was right here, right? Oh, I was wrong. It's just those, see, I was wrong. These are not holding it in. Well, good. All right. You can see the scratches in it. So I will tape off the black portion of it, right, and then work on this. I don't know if I need to tape that off or not. I'm gonna repaint that. So yeah. Take a picture of these wires because I got the worst memory on earth. I can't see it. That's just a glob of solder sitting on there. this one. Okay. Alright, so I think all we gotta do now is just get the junk out of the way. And we will have the panel separated. All right. So there we go. This is what we're going to try to make better. That's pretty rough. You can see the way it's supposed to look, you know, right in here. And that's what it looks like. So it's pretty rough, but I think we can make it a whole lot better. So let me, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to the sink. And I'm going to try to clean it all off. And then, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I saw some other people do this. And then I'm going to scrub this in one direction, right? To try to keep, there's a, I don't know if there's a brush finish on here or not, but it looks like it. Let's see how that goes, right? Worst case scenario, I have some sandpaper all the way from 120 to I think to 3,000, so 5,000. So somewhere in there I can probably get a good finish off of this, and then just come back and repaint everything, and yeah. All right, let's go do this. All right, I just got done, and I think it looks a lot better. There's still some pitting in it. I could have scrubbed a lot more and got some material removed, but I was afraid I was going to wash out the stamps on here, so I just stopped. So what I end up doing is I end up using a hard green Brillo pad and some soap and water running over it like you'd wet sand, and get all the dirt and everything off, and all the paint came right out. I mean, not off, but the color. And then got some 320 sandpaper, same thing, wet sanded it. I think I went a little bit too hard on the 320. I followed up with 400, was it 400? 400, 600, and then 2,000. If I had to go back and do it again, I would set it up a little bit different. I wouldn't have used the 320. I think it left some deep marks in here. But no, I think it's better than what it was. So the question is do I repaint it? Because the colors came out pretty well. So I'm gonna set this aside, let it dry. And then we have these items to clean up. That was on the front panel. And I will do the same thing, well, not the same thing. I'll take these to the sink, I'll wash them up, brush them off, and see if we can make it better. Oh. I think we will. Oh, one more knob. Okay, take these and wash them up, and I'll be back with them. Okay, so I went and cleaned them up. Some of them cleaned up pretty well. There we go. But the paint is not that great. I'm almost tempted to try this scratch remover on one of these knobs and see what we get. I think I will. I think I'm going to try the one that is for lights right here. I think I'm going to try this one. And we will see what we get. So this is what I'm going to apply it to. And put this on a drill. And go from there. Let me back this camera up a little bit. So I'm going to apply just a little bit. I'll have to hold it. Still a little bit on there. That's what it looks like right now. See if you can see those scratches. The first thing we'll do is use a clean and shine. And these are the rags that they gave me. I'm not going to use all of it. I got one up here. Well, let me back that up. First thing I'm going to do is remove it from this. If I can do it without breaking it. You know, doesn't look like it. Okay, I'm not even gonna try. Again, I should have eaten before I do this. I am starving. This right here is just Windex. Probably shouldn't be doing this, but seems like there was some oil or something on it. See? All right. Now we're going to use this guy, Clean and Shine. We're going to use a rag that they gave us. If you buy the bigger set of this product, the Clean and Shine comes in a spray bottle. But I didn't want to spend too much money because I was really unsure if this was going to work or not. So you can still see some scratches in there. And I'm going to switch out to a new pad instead of this one. Definitely not buying these again. So you got a little hole, you can kind of see it. You got a little hole in there. Just screw that in there. You know what I think I'm going to do? Try to be smarter. Maybe I'll put a washer, a nut. Maybe not that one. That one's brass, and I don't know if I want to use that one. Well, what to use? Maybe these washers? Oh, those are... Oh, we'll give it a try. Don't have one on me. Much better. First one we're going to use is the heavy scratch remover. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna try to get the sides and see if they do any better. Okay. So this stuff says, shake well, try in a remote area, remove with a soft cloth, apply polish, circular motion until dry, buff with a clean cloth. Okay. Alright, let's see where we're at. It does look a little better. I can't tell if that's a scratch or not. There's some deep scratches up here. I say we try it again. Okay. So got to clean it. You'll see that scratch right here. It's pretty deep. I don't think we're gonna be able to sand that all the way down. There's a few of them up there. Well, I say we give it a try. I'll concentrate in that area. And we will see what happens. Okay. Okay, if that does not remove it, right? I'm gonna have to just call it a day. I can already see it's still there. Making a mess. All right. It is a pretty deep scratch. All right, let's go to the fine scratch remover and see if we can get it polished up a little bit. I don't know if you're supposed to use Windex in between this, but I'm sure I'm committing some sin here. Killing trees. You might notice the meter's not here anymore. It's actually outside. I spray painted the bottom half of it black. I went ahead and put the light scratch remover, and I did that by hand. I think doing it by hand, at least in this application, was a little bit better. They did remove a lot of the scratches. I still have those 2 deep scratches, so at the end of the video I'll bring it back as soon as it's done drying. But I didn't want to wait for it to dry to get on with the other stuff. So next, I want to redo the white line here. This one's not so bad, but it's pretty dull. I don't know if factory knew they were this dull or not, but this one, you can see it's almost gone. So I think we're going to try a white oil-based paint pen with a fine tip and just go over that line. Let me get this out of the shot. All right. You see, I made a little bit mess of it, but I practiced on an old one that it cleaned up just fine. Again, I don't know if they were this white from the factory, but that's what I'm going with. We'll compare the two. All right, here it is. Definitely did not get all the scratches out of it. Some of those were pretty deep, but did a pretty good job at. I can say it worked. And I'm not even sure if I did it 100% correctly, but it's a lot better than what it was. And then I spray painted the bottom half black. Screwed that up. I grabbed the wrong can. I grabbed a hammer tone finish first, and then had to let that dry, and then come back and try to smooth it out with a regular flat black. So it's a little textured, but it'll work. Alright, here it is. It's not ready to be used. Everything is loose inside. I just put it back together just so I can see what it looks like. I think it looks a lot better. What do y'all think? The screws I got, I have to go back and reorder some more. I thought these were number 6 by 32s, but they're not. Maybe 24 rough threads or whatever they are. So I'll have to go back and order something different. And I got to find a lead for it. Thought about changing this out to BNC, but I might just leave it the way it is. So I think that next time I'm going to spray paint, clean up the case, the rest of it, and then hopefully my parts will come in and I can get all the parts replaced inside. Tubes. So I got stuff coming. I got tubes coming from one person. I got resistors and everything else coming from another company. So when that stuff comes in, I will get it together. Now I'm not going to have a handle for it. I don't know if those come out or not. but it ain't going nowhere, so I really don't need a handle. I'm pretty happy. The scratch remover, I can't say I'm blown away by it, but it did work. It worked pretty well. And some of these deep scratches, I don't think you're going to be able to get out. But the small stuff, it did a pretty good job. And I used 2 different ways to apply it. I actually used 3 different ways to apply it. I put these little buffing pads on my drill. I tried it first, and I found that this sticks. Let's see if I can. This sticks almost all the way through it, and if you push too hard, you'll scratch whatever you're doing. So you really need a spacer behind it, right? That was one way I did it, and then the other one, I just held it by hand, and I was trying like that, and that actually worked pretty well. And then I just used a soft rag, actually one of the ones that they gave you in the bag, and put it on that way. And that actually worked pretty well, because I could get a good feel of the scratches and anything else when you're buffing it or applying it. And you can actually feel where it gets rough and smooth if you pay attention to it, and you can tell where some of the rough areas are. So great. I just put static in there. So yeah, all right, so hopefully my parts come in and I can get working back on it. We will clean out the pots. I'm going to pull it completely apart. These actually turn pretty smooth, but since I'm going through all this, I might as well go all the way. And yeah, okay. All right, if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe, leave a comment, good or bad. I read them all. And then give me a thumbs up if you actually did enjoy it. And if you made it to the end, thank you.